Pleased defensively, especially with the first half?
Oh, yeah, it was great first half. It was one of our best in a while, especially against a high-scoring team. I think they had close to 130 on this last time, and they scored pretty high against most teams. So great first half. Like I said, they tried to impose their will, and the game got a little mucked up and a little ugly in the second half, but held on and could have played better. But happy with the result, especially on the second night of back-to-back.
Third quarter, they kind of narrowed it, and Jeff hit 2 pretty big threes. How nice of it is to have a guy who can space the floor, put the ball on the deck, just kind of a steady guy like Jeff.
Yeah, we understand how they're guarding, how they're defending with Lopez. He's going to be back and protect the paint, and I have a lot of experience against him, obviously, and so my message to Jeff and Jabari when he's at the 5 or our shooting bigs was to let it fly and be aggressive there. Grant Williams had 9 for 17 threes against him in Game 7, and he's going to guard the way he guards, and so it was big for Jeff to come up with those, and Jabari as well.
Coach, your observations on Jabari tonight?
Yeah, great game. He wasn't scoring a ton, especially early on. I mean, he finishes with 14. I think he had 4 or 6 at halftime, and but he played a beautiful game up until that point, even with not a ton of scoring. And so he was a big part of guarding Giannis extremely well in the first half, and on Middleton at times. So played the perfect game, let it come to him, and took what the game kind of gave him, and was a big reason we were up 20 in the first half.
How special is it that Jeff is doing this at 37 years old?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is impressive. Extra athletic still, and so but very motivated, takes care of his body, takes pride in his craft, and I think it's a testament to his work every day and kind of what he rubs off on the team. But it's kind of crazy when you think about it, still playing at that level. Very reliable for us, and we're asking him to a lot of times when guys are in foul trouble or guarding all over the place. So kudos to him.
How are you guys able to limit Damian Lillard tonight with your defensive stops, especially in the first quarter? I believe he had started 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 on his lines.
Yeah, we really put an emphasis on pickup point, high pickup point with him, not letting him get comfortable. Threw some bigger bodies at him, and then big piece was Alperin was extremely high on him in the pick and roll, and we wanted to be more of a corral than obviously even our normal touch, being up to touch, and so he beat him a few times, drew a crowd in the first quarter, got a layup and then got a wide open 3 in the corner, but our big thing was to limit him after his 39-point performance against us last time, and Alperin was a big piece of that, but through multiple bodies. Fred wanted to guard him a ton, and I think just throwing fresh bodies on him kind of wore him down that time.
With all the free throws and the stoppages, was it hard to get into any sort of a rhythm offensively, especially after halftime? Yeah,
it felt like it. The game felt long, 2:37. I mean, it was a lot of challenges and reviews and fouls and free throws, and so with all those, it drug on in the second half, and they came out and tried to make it like that and put their head down, like I said, Antetokounmpo would, and it was not as flowing as we like, but we had a part to do with that, with the fouling and kind of stopping ourselves. So, get it done either way, and we'd like to get out and play fast against that team, a bigger, slower team, but we grinded it out the right way, so we'll take it.
What's the say about your team now, 2 of your best defenders?
Yeah, we talked about that today, and we watched film from our last Milwaukee game when, they scored a lot, but it was a lot of second chance points, and 22 in last game. They only had 8 tonight, so we took pride in that and all the second chance points, offensive rebounds they had last night. So it was a good bounce back. The message at halftime was that's who we are on a consistent basis, not what we saw last night, and so it felt good to see our real team come back, but I said, it's usually look at that like a one-off because we have been competitive and physical most of the year.
What do you like about pairing Cam and Ahmed on the floor together specifically?
Yeah, the size, versatility, athleticism, speed, and so I think they complement each other well because they can do a lot of similar things as far as guarding multiple guys. It's a more switchable unit when they're out there, and usually Jeff's at the 5, and so kind of even across the board with big wings and a little undersized at the 5 spot. But when you have Jabari out there, you have some length and size as well. So, it's been a really good group for us for the most part. I think going back to the New Orleans game, they got us back in the game, and then Detroit and Brooklyn, they were really good as well. So a little rough patch last game with that group, but for the most part, 4 out of 5, they've been really good defensively, and then those stops turn into offense.
That upward pass to Jabari with about a minute and a half left, was that a correction almost from the third quarter when it seemed like he was rushing towards the help defense coming and got stuck in the crowd? Was that on his part a good adjustment?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were doing things as far as guarding multiple guys. It's a more switchable unit when they're out there, and usually Jeff's at the 5, and so kind of even across the board with big wings and a little undersized at the 5 spot. But when you have Jabari out there, you have some length and size as well. So, it's been a really good group for us for the most part. And I think going back to the New Orleans game, they got us back in the game, and then Detroit and Brooklyn, they were really good as well. So a little rough patch last game with that group, but for the most part, 4 out of 5, they've been really good defensively, and then those stops turn into offense.
That upward pass to Jabari with about a minute and a half left, was that a correction?